I say, yeah. It's your boy, motherfucker Jones. Back like I'm talking to you through my teeth like your mom. I don't know. I be waking up and having like epiphanies early as hell in the morning. Just be wanting to talk about random shit. Today, I wanted to talk about communication. Not just like communication, like how to, but the goal. Because obviously people don't get that. I want to talk about why do we fail in communication? Are we communicating to communicate, or are we just communicating to speak just because we have the ability? I feel like a lot of times people fall on the second one just because we have the ability of free speech and all of this extraness, but somewhere along the lines we lost the reasoning behind things that we're doing. Like, you can't justify stupidity. You can't justify the lack of logic. You can justify why you did it, but the lack of those things are very evident to people that are objectively watching what you're doing. Communication is a tool, just as I spoke about in my last episode about, the truth being a tool. Communication is a tool that is seldomly used how it should be used. You got people begging for communication, but on their terms. You have people that communicate in the best of terms, and then you have people that can't communicate when time gets rough. Those people stick out like sore thumbs, but a lot of the times you can't really call them on it because you're either going to be called for being, for lack of a better word, an asshole, or you have no empathy, or whatever the case may be. And I think the disconnect between communication and comprehension is very large, just because you have people that can understand what you're saying, but when you throw things like emotion into it, it kind of blurs the lines a little bit, make communication a little bit difficult, but it shouldn't be, just because we're all grown, we're all intelligent beings, but we'd rather be right, or we'd rather feel good for a moment, or just have that solace of, yeah, I got you. When, the whole reasoning for communication or even conversing in the first place is to understand. You're not going to tell me, well, why did you do it? And then not let me explain to you why. Or let me explain to you why, but the whole time I'm explaining to you, yeah, whatever in me, or, whatever the case may be. There's so many, cracks in the communication realm that we have people that play in the gray area, and we just let them. We let them just because happy wife, happy life. Or, you have people that go about white privilege. Like, ignorance is bliss, right? But conversing about these types of things, I feel like could really solve a majority of our problems, just to start there. But just communicating to diminish at least a little bit of the ignorance out there, because there's so much ignorance that has been left to run amok. Like, nobody's calling people on what they're doing. Everybody's trying to communicate their point and not trying to understand where people are coming from. It's just a whole bunch of Mr. Me Too's and my struggle's worse than yours, and you gotta put your best foot forward in order for people to try and want to give a fuck about what you're talking about. So, like, I don't know, communication in relationships, parents, all across the board, the shit just gotta change. It has to be a whole new blueprint. You can't just communicate how you want to just because you can. Like that whole you won't be disrespectful to an adult until you don't let them disrespect you. Like, that is the craziest thing. Like, the time you don't let an adult disrespect you is when you're being disrespectful. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It's like a catch-22. I'm trying to explain to you why I did what I did, but you don't want to hear it. And then when we get into different realms like relationships and work and other, times where we have to communicate our grievances, but we're just unable to do so because we've been conditioned to not do it a certain way or feel like you can't come across a certain way. But in all, if those aren't your intentions and you're able to communicate your intentions, how people feel about what you say just isn't your prerogative. I wanted to state that just because a lot of people don't get that. If I can communicate to you that these are my issues, and then you take offense into the fact that I'm even communicating to you that I have an issue, that should tell you something in itself. Let go of your ego. Understand what the person's coming to you with. Try and see why they're even asking these things or saying these things before you're up in arms and emotional or whatever the hell you're doing at this time, because most of the time it's just a reaction. I don't know. People are freaking weird. Talk to me, but talk to me how I want you to talk to me. It's just weird. Just some food for thought. Till next time. This is a little short episode. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. How many people do you communicate with on a day-to-day that just talk out their ass just because they're able to talk? I'm out. Till next time.